before we get started.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to an episode of the Northern Block Podcast. It is Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. I am your host here at Nordic 97, joined with the fellas, LeBlanc James and producer Tim. How we doing?
Good.
Good. Had a good weather day. Got some golf in finally. That was needed.
70-degree weather. It's great.
What episode is it?
We've been robbed. That's a great question. 89?
I kind of threw me off how because you always do like it's episode blah blah, and we do like all right, let's get it going. That's what
I can't remember. It feels like it's been a lifetime since we recorded. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Trade deadline review. We're gonna go over the trades that happened. We're gonna go over the trades that actually didn't happen. But first, we're gonna go over the signings around the NHL. I think that's something that people haven't really talked about. So we're going to go over some of the signings around the league first before we get into the trades. First off, Kiefer Sherwood, 5 years, $5.75 million. I'm okay with it. What do you guys think of this one? You're not a fan of it?
I like Kiefer Sherwood. He is. I'll be like he's like what? He's what 29, 30. He's an old.
He's close to 30. Yeah.
He's an older cat. That's all I know. I don't like it for San Jose's long-term pick. Right now, it's fine. Long-term might not be what you're looking for, but you could probably move off it. I'm not a thrill with that contract. Good for Kiefer Sherwood. Get the bag, you know. But
he's 30.
Yeah. So long-term, not the best fit.
Yeah, not a huge fan of it from that. I like Sherwood, but not 5 years at 5.75 Sherwood. Yeah, not a big fan of that. Ryan Poehling re-signs with the Ducks, 4 years, 3.75. This isn't a crazy one. Poehling's a good fourth liner. I really didn't have any complaints with this one.
He's been good for Anaheim. I don't see any issue with that.
Yeah, it's nice to see they've got a guy from the Zegers trade that they can keep for a little bit of term.
That's also true. Alex Nedeljkovic, 2 years, $3 million. Ned's actually been pretty good for San Jose.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not think. Some of these, like this one, is the one where it's like, wow, that happened.
Yeah, Nedeljkovic re-signed with the Sharks.
I like it. It keeps the duo of Ned and Askarov in net. Also gives Askarov someone to learn from. You're not bringing in, another goalie. Even though you have another goalie in Ravensburg who's waiting. Ravensburg's like 3 years away, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, he's
at least
he's going to be at Michigan State for at least 2 seasons.
Yeah. So he's at least 3 years away from the pros. Jordan Eberle, 2 years, $5.5 million with Seattle. This is the last signing of the deadline. Okay.
This is what I didn't know that happened. What?
It's all right.
I mean,
Jordan Eberle.
Nice to see Seattle keep a captain in town.
Yeah, about time.
That's true. So, not bad. It's one of those ones where it's like, all right, it's whatever. Let's discuss the trade that didn't happen. There was a trade that was in place to send Colton Parayko to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for what the projected return was going to be, Radim Murtka and a first-round pick. There was probably going to be more, but we don't know about that. What did we think of this?
I'll be honest, Parayko saying no was a blessing in disguise for Buffalo.
For Buffalo, yes, that was not.
Radim Murtka, I'm going to say this right now. Radim Murtka basically is going to be a better version of Colton Parayko.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree. By the way, that first would have been the Sabres first. The Blues, if they made that trade go across, they would have had Murtka and 4 first-round picks.
Jeez.
Holy
in this year's draft. They have 3, which is still great. But, man, 4 would have been nuts. Yeah, that Parayko one, that was a pretty... Like, I saw that trade and I'm like, excuse me? Really? Why? Like, I didn't get the point of it.
Like, I respect Buffalo for going for it, but...
Yeah.
That would have been a lot to give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, now into the trades that happened. There's a lot of them here. So, first off, we're going to go back like a couple days. There's a lot of ones we need to talk about. Tyler Myers to the Stars, 50% salary retained in exchange for a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick going back to Vancouver. Tyler Myers, born in Texas, actually. It's not a bad move, upgrading Dallas's blue line there a little bit. Myers is no, insane defenseman, but it's not a horrible move.
Before we get into this, I was told it was a buyer's market.
Yeah,
I was lied to.
I want my reparations.
It's like a buyer's and seller's market, though, at the same time.
I think it's good for Dallas. It shorts up that third pair. You finally get, and Myers he's a capable, big body defenseman who's going to get you. He's going to get you good defense. He's going to get you good breakout passes as well, coming out of the zone. I like this for Dallas. It basically keeps them boosted on the bench.
Yeah, pretty much. I like it for Dallas. It upgrades their top six. It'll be a good move.
Tyler Myers, thank you for saying no to going to Detroit.
I don't know. You got a worse version. Anyway, Utah get the best defenseman in this entire debacle here. Mackenzie Weegar to the Utah Mammoth in exchange for Oli Mata, Jonathan Castagna, his signing rights. I don't know much about him. And then 3 second-round picks. So I remember back when Arizona was tearing things down and they were getting so many second-round picks. Like they had I swear half of the league seconds. And everybody was like, why are you acquiring these? What are you doing? You're gonna be able to draft all these guys and not all of them are gonna play for your team. This is why. Taking those picks, utilizing them in a trade, and despite all of that, they still have their first round pick. I love this for the Mammoth. They bolster their top 4. Weegar looked great tonight. That's a guy that I think is gonna probably be that number 1 defenseman now. I think he's better than Sergachev, at least right now with Simashev developing still. But Weegar, I love it. And then for Calgary, yeah, they didn't get a first round pick, but you can use those second round picks to move up in the draft. We've seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically confirms to me that Calgary will move into the first round, into the back half and later in the draft for some sort of pick package. Weegar I'll go Calgary first. Calgary, you get assets to, use them or don't use them. Castagna, I believe, is at Cornell right now.
Yes, and I don't want to talk about it any more than that. That's paid from last year.
He's just I'll be honest. I saw the stat. Only from the stats, he doesn't seem like he's not anything that special. I think Calgary could have got more. They didn't really have, and I think Calgary could have got more because they didn't really have to move Weegar. He's under contract for another 4 years, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I feel like Calgary could have got more. But for Utah, great job. You just, I don't want to say it's not like a robbery by any means. I think it's the value's there, but I think Calgary could have got more value for Weegar.
I'm shocked they didn't get a first.
Yeah.
I think all the seconds, they were just how about 3 seconds round? How about 100 second round picks? And
all those seconds are this year's draft.
Yeah, all of them are this year's draft.
And I will say they are the Rangers second. That's probably going to be 33rd. 33rd to 34th.
That'll be a high one.
They have Ottawa's second, which could be anywhere from 45th to 55th. That could. Yeah, and then I think the last one is Utah's.
Yep.
Yes, you are correct. Yeah, I mean, again, I agree with that sentiment that Calgary didn't have to trade him. That's why Robert Thomas wasn't dealt. And same with Vinny Trocheck. The Rangers and the Blues didn't have to trade him. They had term. Thomas especially he's still in a good timeline. He's still relatively young. They didn't have to trade those guys. And if the offer was right, they would have, but the offer wasn't meeting their expectations. And I guess Calgary decided, let's move off of Weegar. Maybe they want to go for first overall.
That's probably what it was. I'm not going to lie.
Probably. Jason Dickinson to the Edmonton Oilers with 50% salary retained, along with Colton Dock in exchange for Andrew Mangiapane and a 2027 first. The conditions on that first is that it's top 12 protected. No matter what, it's a first-round pick, whether it's 2027 or 2028. Man, I like Dickinson. He looked good on Sunday against the Golden Knights, but that Mangiapane signing is adding to the long list of just free agent fumbles by the Oilers.
What the fuck is we doing? Like a first round pick for Dickinson? I get Mangiapane did take it to be but still, like, are we fucking for real right now? Like, are we like being like that is an insane good for Chicago, but that's an insane price to pay. Also, if you haven't noticed, Edmonton's first round picks, the way how many they traded now, they exceed how long McDavid's contract is in Edmonton. So this could be a big deal down the road.
It could be. But I mean, like, let's be real. The Oilers are going to be in a playoff position, or a cup position, or at least a playoff position, as long as McDavid's on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like you're trying to go all in here, but like that was horrible management by Stan Bowman. Like horrible signing. They didn't trade for him. I'm pretty sure they signed him to that deal.
They did.
So like that's pretty bad. Like Chicago. Yeah, Chicago, no matter how you play it, it's a slam dunk. You got a first-round pick for a third-line center.
You can almost combine it with the other deal they made.
Yeah. The Blackhawks, even with them trying to build up their roster, they have let me go over the draft picks here. They have 2 first-round picks this year. One of them could be like 11th overall on top of their current one. They have 2 picks in 2027, maybe one in 2028. We'll see. 3 second-round picks this year, 2 second-round picks in 27, 2 second-round picks in 28. They are heavily bolstered for the next 3 years. And honestly, kind of like Utah, I think Chicago is on the upswing. They may get better sooner rather than later. They could use those picks to get a bigger name.
Chicago's more on an upswing, like where Arizona was at the time. Chicago is way better than that Arizona team, to be fair. And I feel like these picks will be flipped sooner than later.
Yes, I agree. Maybe not this year's picks, but I think definitely like the future picks will be flipped for something. Edmonton, like I like Dickinson. I think he's a good third-line center. Colton Dach, a solid younger-ish guy. First-round pick is brutal, though. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Nick Dowd to the Vegas Golden Knights in exchange for Jesper Vikman. I don't know a ton about him. A 2029 second and a 2027 third. What do we think about this one?
Vikman's decent. Like he's not. He'll probably be a good backup goalie in the NHL. That's probably his ceiling. What were the picks again? Sorry.
2029 second, 2027 third.
All that for Nick Dowd. Like. I get the market is what it is, but like Nick Dowd, he's got playoff experience. I'm pretty sure he has a cup with somebody. I don't know if it's LA or I don't know if no, he doesn't.
I don't think he does. He wasn't there for Washington. He came in the year afterwards.
I think he's with LA.
No, he does not have a cup.
Okay, so he has playoff experience for sure.
Put it that way.
He's a good like defensive center. And if you need centers, he'll win you faceoffs, but that's really about it. Like
he doesn't move the needle that much for Vegas.
Exactly. Vegas, like out of all the deadlines, this Vegas' quietest deadline of all time.
Yeah, I agree. Vikman this year, 866 with Henderson. Not great. He has not had it above a 900 save percentage since coming to North America.
Yikes. Like Dowd's all right, but like when you think Vegas Golden Knights and the trade deadline, you're like, okay, what player are they going to somehow pull out of their ass this year?
Yeah,
and they did none of that, and you're like,
I mean, they got Rasmus Anderson, which you can.
Oh yeah, kind of forgot that happened. That's
what that happened way before everything, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess that's why they had a quiet deadline. Besides getting
because they got Anderson early.
Yeah. Here is the best trade that the Maple Leafs made this deadline. Nicholas Waugh to the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for a 2027 first. It's top 10 protected, so they're probably getting the 2027 first. And then a conditional fifth, which is the lower of Boston, Colorado, or the Philadelphia picks. For Waugh, good third-line center going to the Avalanche, but this is a good trade for the Leafs.
It's a very good trade for the Leafs. Waugh, I'll be honest, was not a fit in Toronto at all. I think in a better system, I just don't think Brewer's system's not horrible, but like I think in that system he was not the guy. I think Colorado plays a more like I feel like Cassidy's system and Bednar's system are eerily similar. So I feel like in that kind of system he's gonna thrive.
Some guys just don't work out in places they go.
Mm.
It happens, especially with coaches. Like coaches come in, players don't work out, they leave. That's kind of what happened here. I mean, Toronto gets a first round pick. Avalanche got a good third line center. I mean, yeah, they gave up a first, but I think the Avalanche are trying to go all in here. I don't hate it for either team, honestly.
I like it for both sides.
Yeah.
Michael Bunting to the Dallas Stars in exchange for a third round pick in 2026. It's all right. Third round pick, though. I don't know.
It's good value for Dallas.
Yeah, it's good value. He'll be a good physical guy as they try and pursue a playoff run here. We'll see. Yes, he's only been in the playoffs like a handful of times, too. People kind of forget that a little bit.
Yeah.
He's also been traded now for like the 10th time.
Yeah,
so,
I traded to Pittsburgh, traded to Nashville, traded to Dallas,
Yeah. I just lost my place. All right, I'm back. Warren Fogle, LeBlanc, you're gonna love this one. Warren Fogle and a third to Ottawa in exchange for a second, which is Buffalo's conditional 2026 third, which is the higher of the Ottawa or Washington pick. If both teams miss, it's the lower pick. So like, it's probably going to be the lower pick. But anyway, I'll let LeBlanc take it away. I'm not a huge fan of this one.
I'm just saying. There better be a plan in place because right now Ottawa doesn't pick this year to the third round. Like that much for a guy who wanted out and the Kings had basically no leverage. There must have been a market for him because there's no way this gets given up if there's no market for him.
Unless if Ken Holland found Steve Stamkos in the files, like I don't know how.
I will say this: Fogle has looked very good the 2 games he's played for Ottawa.
Yes, I enjoyed him in the Seattle game.
We had a chance to acquire a guy we wouldn't be able to get in your ears. Like shut the fuck up. Like I'm not trying to be mean, but like dude, like this dude was struggling, and now you bring him in. The year before, he looked good in year 1 with LA. He's a good defensive forward. I really do hope it works out here because he has another year left. But this also led to another move, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, that's the next trade we'll talk
that
about.
I feel like maybe that kind of justifies it as well. So,
Tim, what do you think?
I think my initial reaction to the Fogle trade was just, how do I piss James off? That's really what it was, because it was just so shocking. I'm like, you gave up a second for a guy with what, like 7 goals?
7 goals, 8 goals now.
Oh,
all right. I have a couple of thoughts here. Right now, present day recording, or even we'll go back to the day the trade happened. It's terrible for Ottawa.
Yeah,
because you're giving up a second round pick when you already don't have your first. You're not a great team. You're giving up future assets for a guy who has had a terrible season. But, Fogle, you look at his track record. Last year, the year before this year, 46 points in 82 games played, 24 goals. He has a lot of playoff experience.
He does.
He's been to numerous cup runs with Carolina, a couple cup runs with the Oilers. He went to the cup final in 23-24. He's had a terrible year. And maybe it could have been an injury, maybe Jim Hiller, like, we don't know. But getting a change of scenery can sometimes work for a player.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fogle has the chance to work out. You look at his track record, there's potential there. But I got to be honest with you, like, even still, giving up a second round pick for a guy with less than 10 points is pretty terrible.
I will say it's not Ottawa's second, it's Buffalo's second. Buffalo, right now, you're looking at it, they're first in the Atlantic Division. And that
it is.
I say this, that's more like their second right now is more like a third. So you get basically 2/3, and you get a third back with Fogel. I still don't like it, but
you're still giving up future assets, dude.
Yeah, I still don't like it, but this is what I was saying to myself, and I was talking to my other Sens fans, and some are convinced that this must mean we're getting our pick back. And I always say, I think I've been very, very open with you guys about that situation, and I think I've said we're not getting our fucking pick back. Let's get out of fantasy world. Let's get out of fantasy world and come back to reality.
I think it would have happened by now.
Out of our head.
I think it would have happened by now.
Yeah.
It'd be weird, like draft like, and Ottawa suddenly has their pick back. Oh, excuse me?
Yeah. Maybe it happens. You never know. Gary Bettman could be nice, but he doesn't like Anlauer, so I doubt it.
So I don't think it's happening.
Yeah. Here's the other trade. David Perron to Detroit for a conditional fourth. If the conditions are interesting, if Perron plays one game, it's the Columbus fourth. If Detroit wins the first round and Perron plays half the games, it'll become a third round pick. I think it's kind of like one of those trades where you're like, not only are you trading a forward away to make room for Fogel, you're also giving a veteran his wishes to compete with a playoff team. And Ottawa is not in a playoff spot right now. I know they're pushing for it, but like the odds of them making it are unlikely. You're giving a 37-year-old going back to a team that he's been on a few times. I don't hate it for either side.
No, I loved it because I know when Perron left, you could almost tell like him not being in the room was felt by the team. He was really loved when he was here for those 2 years. So him coming back, and it sounds like he's like 2 weeks out from playing. So there will be an asset going back to Ottawa for that.
Yep.
And then, it's just, I think he's a nice veteran presence that it'll help just for the Wings to have more guys who've been in the playoffs and have gone on these deep runs, especially when you look at the core group. There's not a lot of experience for us. Yeah, it was just funny with that deal when it happened. I had just gotten off the ice and I look at my phone. I'm sorry, what? We did what? All right, sweet.
How can I piss off James again?
Yeah, 1,200 games in the NHL. 37 years old. He's been in the NHL a long time.
Yeah, he has.
Cup with St. Louis. Maybe he'll get back to that. Connor Garland.
The Blue Jackets. I was going to say my thoughts on it, but
yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, James? You got a fourth round pick.
Well, no, it could be a third if Perron plays half the games.
Did you not hear what I said?
We have to win a first round pick too.
That's optional. I think Perron, like I think he said it best. Like he loved playing in Ottawa. He was closer to home. I just feel like they swapped Perron for Fogel because Perron both years he was here he was injured. I think and Ottawa saves money doing this move as well. So I feel like it was time for Perron to move on, and I don't know. I love Perron. He's one of my favorite players, even when I was growing up. So it was always nice to have the players you idolized growing up come back and play for you. So that was fun, and I'm glad we got an asset out of him. And he'll probably re-sign with the Wings. I'm not gonna lie. So
he's 37. He could just retire. We'll see.
He could just retire too.
Connor Garland to Columbus, as I was saying, for a second and a third. Going the other way to Vancouver. Very interesting move here. I love this for Columbus. They get a guy with term. Yeah, I get it. He's going on to a brand new deal. Sometimes that's risky, but he's a good player. Columbus wants to get better in the short term rather than just drafting guys. I don't hate it.
This move pissed me off for other reasons, but it's a really good deal for Columbus. It's a very good deal for Columbus. Vancouver, I get his contract was one of the biggest hinders, and Vancouver basically it's like, listen, either you do this now, or you're stuck with him.
That's kind of what it was. Yes,
yeah,
you're right.
They didn't really have a choice. Like if you were going to move it, it had to be right at this deadline.
No,
else you weren't going to get anything.
Now, like Evan's been telling us for weeks, if there was no extension, he's the hottest UFA on the market.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, he would have gotten a haul, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver screwed themselves over because they're like, no, we're gonna make the playoffs with the same exact team that we missed. Yeah. I like it for Columbus. It's a good move. Nice little long-term guy there. It's better than getting a prospect that won't be here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Logan Stanley and Luke Shen to the Sabres. Both of them, I believe, are 50% retained. For Jacob Bryson, Isaac Rosen, 2027 second and a conditional 4th-round pick. This one's interesting. What do we think about this one?
This was the worst deal of the deadline.
Really?
I think Buffalo. Oh, it's bad. Like I Stanley and Shen are both notable pylons. Stanley's having a really good year, yeah, but Stanley's good year, best year is probably your fifth defenseman's having a nice year. Like this was their pivot from Parayko. They gave up way too much. I think Sheveldayoff really cooked with this trade. Stanley and Shen are just going to be fair pieces. I wouldn't give up that much for 2 bottom pairing defensemen. I think Buffalo oversold. Rosen's going to be a nice player for Winnipeg. I think Buffalo just went way overpaid a little bit, just a little bit. But I don't like this deal at all for Buffalo. It also puts Michael Kessling out of the lineup.
That's true. Tim.
That makes this even worse because I really like Kesselring. I've loved how he's played in Buffalo, what he's played, because I believe he's been hurt for
a chunk of the year.
Yeah, he was there for a bit.
When he was in, I really liked watching Kesselring. I thought he was he was an underrated part of that original Peterka and Josh Doan trade.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not an insignificant piece Buffalo is getting. And now you push him out of the lineup for Luke Shen, Logan Stanley? Sure, I wouldn't. But, like, that felt like such a panic pivot from Yarmo. It's like, oh, we didn't get Parayko. How do I do this? Wait, I can get both. Do it now. I don't care what I'm giving up.
Yeah,
I need something to solidify the decor.
It just seemed like it was a rushed deal, and
It's
like
easily rushed.
Like Buffalo doesn't give up a first here. That's fine, but like, still, it's not a great deal.
Rosen's basically a first.
I'm a little optimistic about it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think Shen can be a good defensive defenseman. He's a veteran. He's been in the playoffs before. Not a ton of Sabres have. Logan Stanley, I think, is a glorified 7th defenseman. Like, he's...
Yeah.
I can't.
I
think Kessler should be in over him.
I think Kessler is better than both those guys.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Luke Shen in the playoffs, and I don't like what I see. That's just my opinion.
Okay. But it's like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. This next trade, I was pretty surprised. I was about to go to bed, and then LeBlanc texts me and tells me this happened. John Carlson to the Ducks for a conditional first and a third. The conditions on this pick are really interesting. So the pick will slide to 2027 if the Ducks miss the playoffs. They do get the option, though, if they miss, to retain the option to send their pick for this year until the selection right before it's taken to the draft. So, for example, the Ducks are able to have the option to send this pick to the Capitals all the way up until they draft. So, literally, they could go up to the podium, say the Capitals will take their pick, and there you go. Like, that's interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before.
They can't go up to the podium. It has to be so. If there's a team before Anaheim's pick, it has to be determined by that pick.
All right.
So let's say Anaheim's targeting a certain guy, and they take him. They have no guy on their board that they think is going to go in that first round. Oh, just take the pick. Like, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen that happen where it's like to the very point of it.
It's to the very last. I'm not gonna lie, Verbeek cooked, and he cooked hard with this deal. I love this for Anaheim so much.
It bolsters the defense. Gets a veteran back there.
I don't think he fits their timeline, but I like it for the Ducks. For the Capitals,
He
they
doesn't
basically they couldn't say no to this.
No.
He's a rental. He's on his last year of his contract. Like he's not.
He won't
Probably
re-sign.
not a long-term
this was
guy.
the best rental of the deadline.
Probably, yeah. The only thing that like concerns me a little bit is like who comes out of the lineup. Probably Ian Moore, I guess. But like, Minchukov already requested a trade earlier in the year. I don't think.
Surprised he wasn't in the deal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that would have made some sense.
That
That would have made it a great trade for the Caps then. But anyway, I like it for I like it for Washington. They got a first round pick and a third. John Carlson going to the Ducks. It was a surprise. I wasn't terribly surprised by it. There were some rumors that like he was an expiring guy, but like it was like, oh no, he's the best Capitals defenseman ever.
Well, I didn't think they were gonna sell. I thought they were gonna sell. I didn't think they were gonna sell all their UFAs.
Well, I think after Dowd got dealt, I think everybody was on the chopping block. But like that was it. Washington didn't really make a move after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Going on to the trades and deadline day, Bobby Brink to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for David Juracek. I'll take the wheel with this one. Bobby Brink, great guy with a motor, fast player. He's a little bit of a shorter guy, but he can move. He is a good puck mover, good passer. He'll be a good middle sixer in Minnesota. For David Juracek, I am optimistic. He's a guy who didn't work out in Columbus. Minnesota overpaid to hell on him. People kind of forget about that. He didn't work out there. He's traded to Philadelphia here. Flyers need defense. If they can develop Juracek the right way, give him a look there with Philadelphia, and then develop him in Lehigh Valley, he could become a good guy.
Think about this.
I'm optimistic.
Bill Guerin has now traded two first round defensemen, and two of those trades, or have gotten a defenseman or traded a defenseman, and both those trades involve Philadelphia. Traded up for Z Bouillon, traded David Juracek to Philly. Think about it. This is your revenge for getting for the Z Bouillon trade. Think about it.
Do I look like I'm happy?
No.
Thanks for bringing that up, asshole. Do I look happy? No.
But
I'm taking Bouillon over Juracek by a god. I'll take Juracek over Luchenko, but I'm taking Bouillon over Juracek and Luchenko by a mile. Come on.
But moving forward, first of all,
those two do not connect. I thought you were going down the road of.
I thought you were going somewhere with this, and then you bring up Bouillon. I'm like,
but yeah,
what? I thought you meant Bouillon to Vancouver. I was like, all right. I'm like, how do these connect?
Yeah.
You're just trying to take a shot at me, buddy. Get out of here.
The Bobby Brink fan club is in shambles.
Yes. You know about the Bobby Brink fan club? They're in
I like it for Minnesota. Like you said, like high motor guy, like very, very quick on his feet. He's very physical. I like Bobby Brink for Minnesota in that middle six role or bottom six role, excuse me. I think Philly. I still believe in David Juracek though. I still think there's something there, and Philly might be the perfect place for him. You never know. I like this trade for both sides. But Minnesota, like Colorado, is going all in. This is one of their moves. It's a smaller move, but I think it's going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Brink, I believe, is on an expiring contract. There's that as well. It's interesting. We'll see how it works out.
To go where James should have gone with this, Bill Guerin has now given up a second round pick in 2027, a fourth round pick in 26, Damon Hunt, a first and a third for Bobby Brink and a fifth round pick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to go with that, but I thought, you know what?
That's where you should have gone with it, not turn this into taking a shot at Evan.
Listen, I was just aura farming. Don't worry about it.
Or what?
Sorry, no, clip farming, not aura farming. My bad.
Moving on, Nick Foligno to the Wild for future considerations. Good work by Chicago. to trade away their captain and give him a shot with another team. Foligno's getting up there in age. This could be his last year. People don't really realize that. He's playing with his brother. I like it. It's a good trade.
It was a good trade. It was a good trade for like how to say this? It was like respect to
It was
the
a good
player.
PR deal.
Yeah,
PR.
it was a respect to the player's wishes. I think he wanted to go play with his brother. So I do believe this is Foligno's last season.
Yeah. I think most people would know that. And if you do, as for an organization to do right by Foligno and just not even trade him anywhere, but just be like, we're going to send you to the team with your brother, and we don't even give a shit if we get anything back. We are doing right by you and giving you a chance to go win a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes a long way for other players in the league, too. Like, players see that. And now this could help Chicago sign some guys later on because you see an organization doing right by a player with stuff like this.
True. That's a good point.
So,
Corey Perry. Sorry, go ahead.
Bedsy captain.
Speaking of Betsy, Corey Perry.
That's a transition.
Tampa Bay.
Oh, my Lord.
For a 2028 second round pick. We're going to avoid the fact that I referred him back to Perry. Good for the Kings. I didn't think they trade. The LA Kings had a weird deadline. They bought and they sold. It was really strange. But Corey Perry to Tampa Bay for a second. Perry will fit in well there with Tampa. He already did. He scored against the Leafs, which is not that hard. But anyway,
Damn.
Getting the second, I think will work out well. I don't mind it for both teams. A second for Perry is a little nuts, but okay, whatever.
It's a little. He doesn't care about assets.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
Tampa's in their window.
You remember when they created a whole draft class for Tanner Janot?
Oh God, that's right. I forgot about that one.
That's one of the ones that did not work out.
Gotta forget about that guy.
That's one of the ones that did not work out.
Perry goes back to a place he's familiar with. Perry gets just get Perry his cup. Get Perry his second cup, please.
No, he already has one.
Cup final loss.
I mean, this
means
they're going to the finals.
Yep.
God, I hope not.
Winning? I don't think so.
No.
Elmer Soderblom to the Penguins for a third. Tim?
It made sense. Like, I love Elmer, but the guy had all the tools, and he had all the tools, but nothing in the toolbox. He could just never put it together in Detroit, and it's like, you look at this guy, he comes in, the 6'8", sixth round pick out of Sweden. I saw him score his first NHL goal in the home open in his NHL debut against Montreal. And that was like the highlight of his Red Wings career, pretty much. Like, he was great in Grand Rapids, but then you get him to the NHL and he just couldn't do anything really. And you're like, what? Like, you're just waiting for him to put it together, and maybe him going to Pittsburgh is that change of scenery he needs. But for the fact that we turned a guy who was a sixth round pick into a third, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, you should be happy with that.
Especially what we did with that third round pick.
Yeah, good job recuperating your assets. And then using them like maybe 40 minutes later.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing when I saw that. I'm like,
yeah,
please tell me we're not selling and Perron's our only move. This pick better get flipped. And if it's not, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, man, I was so close to just saying Perron was your only move, and then something happened. So,
at least they. Never mind. Ryan Strome to Calgary for a 2027 seventh.
Cap dump.
Cap move? Yeah, cap dump. Strome, surprised that he didn't really work out in Anaheim. I remember he was sent there to be like a veteran kind of guy a couple of years ago, and he had those good years with the Rangers, and then he immediately dropped off. What's funny is that, you want to know something? He had back to back 41-point seasons. Back to back to back.
That's insane,
exact
actually.
same stat line. Crazy. This year, 9 points in 33 games. He was banished to the fourth line, and I think he got hurt too.
Like he wasn't one of Quenneville's guys. Well, I think new coaches come in, they have their guys. I don't think he really fit Quenneville's system very well either.
Fun fact: he has 3 points in 2 games played with the Flames already.
Maybe he's going to be Huskers guy. Think about it.
He could be a deadline. He could be a trade candidate. He has 1 more year left on his deal. I could see him getting dealt if he has a good year next year. We'll see. How about this one? Nick Delorier to the Hurricanes for future considerations.
Man,
basically a free enforcer.
Man, fight. Man, put up fists. Man,
Caveman use fist. Caveman use fist.
Carolina, I hope you guys win 2 rounds so we get your 7th round pick in 2027. We'll take another Massimo Rizzo with it, and then we'll trade him away because he's not a good guy. Yeah. All right. On to the big trades. We got Falk. We got Shen. We got Kadri. We got McMahon. We got Lawton. Which one should we go down the road of?
I go in chronological order.
Okay, so Falk. Yep. Justin Falk to the Detroit Red Wings in exchange for Justin Hall, a 2026 first and a 2026 third, and Dmitry Buchelnikov. So before you two, because I know this is going to be the longer segment of all of these, I do want to read off their stats because this is important. Justin Falk this season, previously with the St. Louis Blues, 32 points, 61 games played. Justin Hall was in the American Hockey League, watched with Nordic Legend. Did not play at all this year with Detroit. 14 points in 41 games played with Grand Rapids this year. And then Buchelnikov is a prospect drafted in the 2nd round back in 2022. He has 23 points in 39 games played this year with CSKA Moscow. Okay, I'll let Tim go first, then LeBlanc goes next. Tim, go ahead.
I'll be honest, when I saw that trade, I was like, oh, thank God, we did something. And Falk was probably, when it kept dwindling down like names, like defensemen that went, you're like, okay, Parayko probably, he's not going to waive. Uyghur's gone. Myers is gone. Well, Myers said no to us. Who the hell is left on the right side? And you're like, well, shit. There's Risto. And then there's Justin Falk. And Falk was probably the guy I think I wanted more at the deadline anyways. And when at first I saw it, all I saw was a first, third, and Justin Hall. I'm like, we got rid of Hall and that's all we gave up? Cool. The part that hurt me a little bit, we was trading Buchelnikov, who I still have hope for. I thought he could turn into something, but me trading him, if it meant we get a right shot defenseman who, what did he do last night? Because he played last night. I'm trying to find his stats for the game.
He played well. He was a good defensive guy. I thought he fit in well. I streamed the game. He looked good. His stats last night, he didn't score a point, but he was effective.
Yeah, he had the 3rd most minute. There it is. I found it. 1928 time on ice, 3 blocks, 4 hits. He led the team in hits last night, and shot blocks. Which, when you're doing that, and those are the 2 things that we needed, just help on the right side, because now it gives you the stability where you can put Sandin Pellikka in a much more sheltered role, which I think will be better for him, or you can send him down. I still wouldn't, but that could now be an option for him too. It just shored up our decor, which was desperately needed. I would have liked to try to get a forward, but at those deadline prices, I'm okay with Falk being our only move.
LeBlanc James.
I was this close to laughing at Tim. I'm like, all right, 2 minutes to go.
I was gearing up for it, too. I'm not going to lie.
I was like, 2 minutes to go. I'm ready. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh, come on. I can't. First of all, I think after now a couple days, it's a decent move. I'm not going to sit here and go like, oh, my God, Stevie Y did it. He did it. Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm not going to be like that because I still think Stevie Y gave up a little too much. That's my opinion. I think giving up a guy like Bushlikov, where you had so many prospects, and that's the one you picked to give up on. I still think he's going to be an NHL regular forward in the NHL. I still think Bushlikov's going to be a very good NHL player. I think his ceiling's probably not what it was back in 2023.
No, because he's coming off a shoulder surgery. That's why he hasn't played much this year.
Yeah, so I feel like he's still going to be a good middle six guy in the NHL.
Yeah,
probably a peak second line forward. Giving up Hall, you need to match the money. That's fine. I'm not gonna. That's a good dump for them. A first round pick, and what was the other pick? Was a third?
It was the third round pick we got for Elmer Soderblom.
Okay, so good asset flip. It's a decent move for the Wings. I think the Wings really needed a forward, though. I don't think they needed a right shot defenseman, but that's another conversation. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a decent trade for both sides, so I'm going to give it both of them a B.
Yeah.
Tim, you want to do you have any rebuttal to that?
The only thing, I agree that we needed a forward. We do need help. We did need help at forward, but our deke, we did need help on the back end, and it sounds like
another big name.
Yeah, Falk was like, it was him. I saw a lot of stuff that came out after the deadline. Stevie was between him and Evan. It was Falk or Risto.
I know.
Is that pick have protection on it?
No. That's why I was freaking out in the Vegas game. In the Florida game. No, it was Vegas. In the Vegas game, when Larkin gets decked from behind and he's hurt. And then in the Florida game, when he busts his knee.
Oh, that, yeah. Thanks for selling my parlay.
Yes, that's
how can I make this about my gambling addiction? Here's my thoughts on this deal. Yeah. I know you guys only care about mine, so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'll start off with St. Louis. I love it for St. Louis. Justin Hall, get him up there. You'll start losing games. So good move there. The first round pick, even if like best case scenario, Red Wings was the playoffs, probably 15th or 14th overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst case, it's still a first. You can chalk it up and be like, oh, it's basically a third. No, it's basically a second. It's a first.
It'll be a middle.
It's labeled as a first. I don't care if it's 32nd overall. It's a first. The third round pick for San Jose is good. But Buchhelnikov, I like. He'll be a regular middle sixer. For Detroit, I have more thoughts in Detroit than I do St. Louis. You had to do something. If they didn't do something, it'd be like 2024, where they did nothing. And that was fine doing nothing because it was it was a bit of a
toss-up
year in a way and a toss-up as well. You weren't firmly in a spot. The Red Wings are kind of firmly in a spot. Even though there are teams that are gaining on them, they're still in a spot.
Weird.
Whether you want to argue it or not. Here's the other thing. Detroit, for the last 10 years, has been drafting players. Not all of those guys are going to make the NHL, and if all of them do, good luck paying them. The Red Wings, and I'll say the same thing about Detroit as I said with Columbus. They want to get better now as opposed to 3 years from now. Buchhelnikov, it's not even 100% will come next year.
Yeah.
He may take another year. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know a ton about him. I'll just be honest with you. I don't know a lot about him. I know he's a good prospect. I don't know when he'll come. Regardless of that, you gotta make a move at some point. You can't just be like, oh, let's let the prospects develop and see how they do and wait for 3 more years. You gotta go for it. You gotta try and make the playoffs. You're not always going to make the playoffs and become a cup contender by just letting your prospects develop, letting all of them develop, because some of them won't work out. Some of them just are going to cost you a lot of money. You got to try at some point to make a move. You can't I hear it so much with all the Red Wings fans that I know and everybody that comments on my videos. They're always like, we need to make a move. And then when we bring up the players they need to give up, they're like, oh no, we keep them. Let's develop those guys. Come on, let's go. Let's keep all these guys.
Like every Detroit fan not named Tim.
You can't do that. You can't have all your prospects there. You got to trade some of them away for better assets to help you now. There you go. And Buchonikov wasn't like, if he was like a number one ranked prospect in the entire National Hockey League, obviously you don't trade him. But this guy's a second round pick, and you really don't know if it's going to transfer over to the NHL.
I'd say he was probably like our fifth or like ranking probably like our fifth or sixth prospect too.
Yeah.
So
I still believe, like, it's just I think he's going to be pretty good.
Oh, I still think
I know you get somebody
not
up.
gonna be
You get
good,
somebody
but-
up. I understand that. I'm not saying, oh, don't give it up. You had to give something up, and that's I'm just saying
exactly.
You had so many guys, and that's the guy you pick. I think I would have picked another guy.
Well, I mean, like, what other guy would you pick?
Mazer.
I'm going to Detroit's prospect rankings.
Who?
Mazer.
Would you say, James? Mazer. Well, Mazer hasn't been healthy.
Would
Mazer's
Mazer
played
really
2 games
steal
this year.
across the line, though?
Mazer wouldn't have pushed this across the line because he's played like 2 or 3 games this year. He just got back from an injury.
Mazer. I wouldn't give up a guy like Bear, ASP, like those two guys. I'd be off limits. I'm trying to think of Detroit's prospect pool right now because I'm blanking.
Bear, ASP, MBN, Kosa, Augustine. There's your top 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up.
You're not giving up any of those guys for.
Genborg? Max Plant? Like, I mean, like,
I would
you
not
look at it.
Want either.
You look at it. You have the guys you wouldn't trade.
But Cheldnikov was like the
guys
most.
you would trade. Are they good enough
trade,
to make the move?
Like there's Danielson too you could have traded, but
I don't
everything.
like that they gave up Buchonikov. I don't care. Actually, I don't really care. But like, I'm sure there's Wings fans that don't like it, but you have to do that.
Yeah,
You can't hold on to everybody. You got to take risks.
yeah.
And
Like, I didn't like it, but I'm like, it's the
sometimes those risks don't go your way.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, like you have to do something, and that's what you did. So that's it.
and that was like I was also the market price too. Like you had to give it up. But like Evan, like you said, the biggest thing was we had to make a deal, and we had to do something this year.
But here's my thing now though. The Red Wings have to make the playoffs, and
Yeah.
and they are. Columbus is, I think, 5 points back of the Wings. Ottawa is 6. It is March. They have to make it this year. If they don't make it this year, then this whole trade is it's not a flop, but it'd be pretty disappointing if they missed.
Yeah, but with
Yeah,
Falk,
it'd be a
it's also
colossal
not a
collapse.
rental because we have him next year too.
Yeah, so it'd be like you have to make the playoffs. This year, preferably. Next year,
Yeah.
if you miss this year, next year you have to make the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, we have to move on. This next one, head scratcher for me for the team that acquired this player. Braden Shen to the Islanders for Jonathan Drouin, Marcus Gedloff, a first-round pick and a third-round pick. First off, we talked about numerous times. St. Louis ran away with this deadline. They traded away guys. They did a phenomenal job. Obviously, like if they traded Parayko, it's the best team. Like they had the best deadline of any other team. Even then, you could argue it still. But like this one for the Islanders, how does Shen fit your timeline, bro? You're not even that good of a team. Like I'm not disrespecting the Islanders in any way. You are a fun team that is propped up on goaltending.
Yep.
You are pretty much being carried by 3 players.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Blue bars out.
Could you quote Michael Bartner in there?
I just pretty much quoted his entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I agree though.
he's not wrong.
You're being propped up by your goaltending. Like the small cells, nice. Like they're getting Palat in there, getting Susie in there. Those were nice small buys. This, first of all, Shen is also under contract for like I think 2 or 3 more years after this year.
2. And he's 34.
He's
He'll be
34.
35
Like
when that second year kicks in.
like this.
What are we doing?
And also, here's a funny thing: the Islanders and Blues were at the same hotel in San Jose.
That was funny.
So
Isn't that tampering? Like
no, because they're talking to each other. They're in the same hotel. Darsh
and Armstrong were probably did this deal over drinks.
Mm-hmm.
they convinced Shen to go though. Like I feel like that's
That's not tampering because they have a person to talk to him.
okay. Oh, you're right. All right,
Yeah.
that's fair.
So
Never mind.
I don't like. It's first of all, it's Colorado's first, so I'm fine with that. That's it's gonna be 32nd overall.
That's a first round pick. I don't care how you word it. No matter what position, it's a first round pick.
It is a first round pick, but it's also
it's not as
Colorado's
bad as
first
the
round
game
pick.
of their own. But
I'm just saying it's not their own first round pick, so I'm not freaking out that as much. They have 2 more years of him, which that's what I am freaking out about. You put in Jonathan Drouin in there, who he's basically a cap dump for money, because Drouin has not been great with the Islanders. So he goes to St. Louis. Maybe he can. Like St. Louis has played pretty well since the deadlines happened.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of fumble their position currently.
I know that's a funny part. It was Gidloff who was a goaltender. It was Gidloff.
He won a championship last year with Drew Gardens. Yeah,
Gidloff's a decent goalie prospect. Who the Islanders really don't need another goalie prospect, if I'm being frank.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not as bad as we're saying.
I think it's still pretty bad. It's not the worst move of the deadline, but it's still pretty bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not great. It was just the biggest head scratcher because it's like, really? You're trading with St. Louis and that's who you got?
Right.
You didn't get Kyrou or Thomas. You got Unk.
Yeah, it also, like, giving up that amount for a guy who just doesn't fit your timeline, I just think it's weird. If it like Kyrou would have been a lot more. You also didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, there's that too. You didn't need to really do anything. You're playing with house money as it is.
You didn't have to do this.
No.
Even if they did like a small buy, like the Palat and the Sussy, that's fine. This one was like,
why?
Do you really think you can go for a cup? Like, this is a cup type kind of move.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No, I didn't.
I agree. It maybe isn't as bad as what we're saying it is. I'll go with that. All right. Nazem Kadri to the Avalanche. 20% retained and a 4 for Victor Olofsson, Max Curran, a conditional first-round pick. It's top 10 protected if it shifts to 2029 and all that. If 2028 goes to Toronto. And then a conditional second, which is the better of the Colorado or Minnesota pick. I like it for Colorado. They bolster their center depth and their overall offensive depth. They were already a dangerous team. They are way more dangerous.
They're a fucking wagon now.
This is a alley-oop. This was for Colorado. This is it. You need to at least get to the Cup final this year. This is going all in. Kadri's under contract, so that's great for Colorado. Him going back there, I'm thinking that's going to be a great connection. He's already familiar with the staff. Both sides did incredibly well with this. Calgary gets good assets back for Kadri, who, it's funny, before this trade happened, I think I sent something to Tim, and it said how the Flames management blocked the Kadri trade to Colorado.
Yeah, you did. It was like a week. Yeah, you said something like a couple days before that. You're like, yeah, I thought I saw something saying the Flames management like blocked
Ownership.
Yeah, ownership blocked a Kadri to Colorado trade. I'm like, okay. And then you see this, you're like, was James on the methamphetamines when he was talking to me about this? What's going on?
Maybe they had to convince ownership.
Yeah, maybe.
Calgary's new building comes out. I think I don't know how to say this properly, but like when a team gets a new building, they want the team to be good in that first year in that new building.
Isn't it opening? It's not. Is it next season or is it the season after?
Year after.
Yeah.
The 27-28 season, I believe.
I guess they convinced them to sell. So, which is weird because Calgary's owners are stubborn to hell. They want the team to be good every year. They're never going to rebuild.
First overall.
But now I think if they say, hey, get this pick, you go with Ivar Stenberg or Gavin McKenna. We're rocking and we're rolling. So I like it for both sides. Both sides get good assets, and both sides are going to benefit from this deal.
Calgary has 2 first-round picks for the next 3 years. 2 of them being Vegas's and The other being Colorado. It's kind of funny, actually.
Like this
But
is one
anyway.
of the, like I said, like I brought up with the Minnesota, with the Foligno trade. This was another one of those doing right by the player. Like I feel like they probably could have sent Kadri other places too, but they're like, they did right by Kadri sending him back to a place where he wanted to go.
They probably asked him, where do you want to go?
Yeah. And he probably only said Colorado. So you do right by the player, sending him somewhere he wants to go.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You want to talk about the Leafs, guys?
I mean,
Don't I ever. Don't
All right.
I ever.
Do you want to go over them individually, or do you want me to just read off the 2 trades?
Just
Go back to back. Just read them both.
Just read them off.
All right. Bobby McMahon to the Seattle Kraken in exchange for a conditional second-round pick, which would be the latest of the Columbus or Winnipeg pick, and then a 2026 fourth-round pick, which belongs to the Ducks, and then Scott Laughton to the Los Angeles Kings in exchange for a conditional third-round pick. It is the higher of Ottawa's or Washington's pick. If both teams miss the playoffs, it's the lower pick. It's the same conditions as the third, but it can upgrade to the second if Los Angeles makes the playoffs. So talk about the trades, then talk about the Leafs as a whole and how they've kind of.
So I'll touch with the McMahon trade. Trade for a defenseman. I had to get that out there.
Yeah.
Why I'm going for Seattle. I'll start with the other teachers. Seattle. Why the fuck are you buying?
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad, but why are you buying? Why are you running? Like it's literally like that means like it's not a lot to give up for Bobby McMahon. A second and a fourth. It's not a lot. Seattle's like second's gonna be not that high. So I like it for Seattle, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of in like limbo right now. Like you shouldn't be making a move like this.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was just weird.
Also, sorry, Tim, I'll let you go and then I'll say my part. But I'm just saying the Leafs said we can get a first round pick for this guy and settled for a second and a fourth.
Yeah, not great.
It was just weird because like we all saw stuff. It's like, oh, Bobby McMahon's getting traded out west. Okay, so I'm like, so Kings, Oilers, maybe. Sharks have been doing fun things, maybe them, but I don't see that one. Vegas, I could see maybe. And then it's like Seattle. I'm like, huh? He's going where? Like James said, it's like Seattle. Why are you buying? I get it. I get that you're in a playoff spot, but you're in a playoff spot by 1 point.
You're in a playoff spot.
You have
They're
67 points, and San Jose has 66. Like,
oh, that's how it is now? Okay.
Yeah. It's like I get that you're right there, but like you're not close to anything. Why are we giving up assets? And then for Toronto, like, how was your best? And this is going to get into the second conversation we're going to have. How was Bobby McMahon probably was one of your best assets, and you got that in this type of trade deadline market? You got a second and a fourth? Just
both of these trades are very weird.
I think for one of them, they caved, and I think this is the one they caved.
I think they might have caved on both.
I think they caved on both. I'm not gonna lie.
The Laughton trade, I feel like they had no leverage. People knew they had to trade him because they were not going to get any. They weren't going to get another. Sorry.
You're right.
Same return they gave to Philly, so they really had no leverage of Laughton. With McMahon, they had leverage. They just caved.
Yeah, you're right. Because if they weren't going to trade McMahon, they would have re-signed him. There wasn't a guarantee with that with Scott Laughton. You're right. It does look like they caved on both, though. I will say that. It does look like they caved on both. It's very weird for all teams involved. First off, Seattle. It's a little weird they're buying. I like it. I like him for Seattle, though. I think he'll be a good player there. I think they just want to go all in. It's Botterill. Okay. For the Kings, they bought and sold. They didn't give up a lot for Lawton, though.
They
I will say
used
that.
the second they got from the Fogle trade to get Lawton.
Yeah, it wasn't a ton. It wasn't really a ton for McMahon either. But like, yeah, so for Seattle, for LA, Toronto, this isn't listen, here's my thing, and we're gonna go into the Leafs rabbit hole here. We won't go for too long because we're coming up on an hour.
Wait. I was saying Lawton, he's goal per game in LA.
That's true. Here's my thing with Toronto. I remember back in 2025 when these trades happened, actually. Don Sweeney, after making some pretty bad moves in the offseason, letting some guys go, this and that, whatever, he had to have a good deadline or I felt like he was going to get fired. He did. He got rid of Carlo, funny enough, to Toronto. He got rid of Marchand. He got rid of Coyle. All of them, I would argue, were wins for Boston. Except for maybe Florida, but like some of those picks haven't been determined yet.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was a good deadline, regardless of whether you want to put it any way or not. It was a good deadline for Boston, and that kept Sweeney's job. Tree Lilly makes a ton of bad moves, not only in the offseason, but going back to the deadline last year. And he had to have a good deadline to keep his job. He should not keep his job. That's the blunt of it. You can talk about how whether or not the market wasn't there. I think that's bullshit. I can't believe they didn't get a first for one of these guys. For Wah, of all of them. I think Wah is the least amount of points of them all. Seriously?
Most likely, yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing. And the fact that they gave up, what is it? They gave up Fraser Minnan, Nikita Gurbankin, 2 first-round picks, Scott Lawton, Bobby McMahon, Nick Waugh, for like a first, a second, 2 seconds, and a third. By the way, like hardly any of those picks are this year when Toronto is not good.
Yeah.
And you gave that pick to your rival too.
Yeah, thanks, Toronto.
Kind of one of the
even better.
Maybe I don't know. It's an old concept, but I always believed in that you don't trade big within the division, and now that's gonna bite Toronto in the ass.
Fire him.
Look, like
no. Keep him around. Come on, let's.
Okay,
you're a maniac.
Let's be reasonable. This is a man's job we're talking about.
Also, I want to go back to one thing. Let's look at like almost all the big deals that have happened between Toronto and Boston. Just for history's sake here.
Oh no.
Raycroft for Rask.
Horrible.
The Phil Kessel Tyler Seguin deal.
They also got him Devin Hamilton.
My point exactly. Mm-hmm. And now this one. Every time they trade with Boston, things go to shit for them.
They never learn.
History repeats itself. How has nobody figured this out yet?
Yeah. They never learn. All right, I don't want to talk about them for forever. We're going down the rabbit hole. That's the deadline.
We can go down the rabbit hole for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we went down that hole for 20 minutes. That's the deadline. Anything else you guys want to discuss? Anything?
Montreal did nothing this deadline. And I think they could have done at least something small. They did nothing. Ken Houston, we had a big trade in place, but it would have been, quote, big news. We'll see that in the summer, and I'm afraid that is Kyrou
Thomas.
Montreal should have done something. I'm gonna ask you guys actually right now. Who are your winners and losers? There, we'll just go to there. Who are your winners and losers?
I'll let Tim go first.
Winners, I'll give 2 winners and 2 losers because I've got I think my winners, St. Louis and Colorado. The amount of assets St. Louis stockpiled, and in Colorado you go all in when you're already far and away the best team in the league, and you get Nazem Kadri back. Losers. I want to say Buffalo. I don't like what that hard pivot was.
It's a bad deal.
Oof. And I think my other biggest loser of the deadline, it's not a team, it's a person. Alex Ovechkin. That man was crushed.
Worst day of his career, he said. And that
Yeah.
sucks. Like, I feel bad for the
Like,
guy.
you don't know how many years left of Ovi you're going to have. And to hear him say that, it's like.
It's probably always last year. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie.
Now it actually might be. Granted, what's his is this last year of his contract
Last
anyways?
year.
Yeah.
This is
We'll
not,
see if they try and bring it
and we
back.
had that thing in the summer where we're saying it was going to be his last year. Do you remember that?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. First off, I do want to address Montreal. Montreal, I think, yeah, they could have did something. But here's my thing. They didn't have to. It's just like with and let me finish. It's just like with St. Louis trading Cairo. They didn't have to.
Yeah.
It's not like they're a team that is like in their mid-30s and they should be buying in now. They're still relatively young. Demidov's a rookie. Kapanen's a rookie. Michael Hayes isn't even here yet. Fowler's not here yet. They're in a good spot. I know like Suzuki and Koff, like, okay, they're getting old, whatever. Everybody gets old. They're not. I didn't think they had to do something big. Like, I don't think they will be at a cup level soon. I don't know if they're there yet, and that's okay. They're still young. You didn't have to do anything. That's how I see it. Winners for me, St. Louis was a winner. They got so much assets. They're in a great spot. Winner for me too, Colorado, as Tim said. I think Colorado did really good. Another winner, trying to think, just scrolling through the trades here. I liked what the Wild did, even though it was kind of small. And a lot of the moves were built up over time. Losers, the Maple Leafs, for the Maple Leafs reason.
Yeah, forget about them.
Low key, the Sabres. Low key. I think if they make the playoffs, we'll forget about it. But they were low key losers at this deadline, in my opinion. The Islanders, in a way, were as well. I think that's all. I think that's all I got.
I have one more loser, and it's a very broad one.
Well, I was going to do my picks, but that's cool. You can go first, Tim.
I'm only thinking about this because I'm looking at one trader reminding me of this. The sanity of Edmonton Oilers fans because you are stuck with that goalie tandem.
Good point.
Okay, so winner, I think we've all said St. Louis. I'm going to just triple down on that. St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've won the deadline. I'm going to say winners, Colorado. We already said that, though.
Those seem like the big two, though. I was just trying to find more.
I'm trying to find more. I think Utah wins the deadline as well. I think getting Uyghur was the thing that they needed the most, and they got it.
Yeah.
My losers. I got some that you have not said. I think Nashville is a loser because they should have traded so much more. Like, Nashville should be blowing this thing up. But because they were so close, they're still, like, they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. They're like, oh, no, we can still make the playoffs. It's fine. No, you need to blow this thing up. It's time. I get Stamkos said he wasn't going to waive. That's fine. You have other assets to move.
Maybe if you move them all, he'll be like, all right, fine, I'll wait.
Fine. Pressure. Just slowly turn the knife.
I think one of my winners, Chicago is one of my winners. I think they did very well this deadline. Recuperating assets for guys who probably they shouldn't have gotten those assets for. That's okay. I think Vancouver should have maybe sold some guys. Like, I'm surprised. Why is Teddy Blueger still here? Why is Drew O'Connor still here? Those are two guys they probably could have got decent packages for, and they're still here. Buffalo, high key is a loser for me. I think it's a horrible pivot. I don't like the deal they made. They also got Sam Carrick from the Rangers.
The Rangers.
I'm going to say this, and I think one of you is going to get upset with me. Philadelphia. You had teams offering you assets for Rasmus Ristolainen, and you said no. Not as credit or the offers weren't good enough. I don't know what the context is. Excuse my wording, but I think Philly should have maybe pulled the trigger on this.
I give credit to Danny B. He held strong on his offer. That shows a GM with discipline, but you should have traded to this guy. I've been avoiding this for a long time. Philadelphia is in that mushy middle. I think I may have referred to this a couple times. Philadelphia, I tried to deny it for so long. It's time to not deny the allegations. They're in the mushy middle. They're in the mushy middle of where they're not good enough to make the playoffs. They're not bad enough to get
McKenna,
a first overall pick or a high draft pick. I think Cutter Gauthier leaving this team. I think Gauthier leaving this team set this franchise back so fucking far. So fucking far. I get it. We hate the guy. He set us back so fucking far. It's fun to see teams lap us in rebuilds. Utah. Montreal.
And to be fair, Montreal was rebuilding longer than you.
They were.
Really?
Yes.
Because we started our rebuild, quote, 2021.
Yeah, Montreal was bad. Montreal bottomed out in 2021.
No, 22 they bottomed out.
Same thing goes. They still had They still had Suzuki and Caulfield on their roster.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them saying it was a lap because the Montreal was already kind of rebuilding for years before.
All right. Who else do you think lapped us then?
Lapped you? Columbus?
In a way.
Ish.
In a way.
But you've also caught up to teams like Jersey. Like, it's... Philadelphia's also been been like this for multiple years. I'm gonna just get back to my winners and losers real quick before we get off topic.
We don't need to go down another rabbit hole.
You sent me down this tangent. Thanks, LeBlanc.
One of my winners is going to be Washington. I think they got really good. They recuperated a lot of good assets for their UFAs. Two more losers. Carolina, do something. Do something. You don't have Florida, the rat that's been in your way for the past 3 years. And you're like, nah, I'm good. We got this. I'm sorry. And my final loser is the entertainment of fans who stayed home to watch the trade deadline.
Yeah, why? I could have did a trade deadline show. And it probably would have did well, but I chose not to because, I have a job.
Yeah,
I have school. I don't want to miss a day of school for nothing. Especially me just raging the whole time.
I mean, for me, I've booked off school and work off of the trade deadline. It's kind of a tradition for me every year. It's been a thing every year. I don't miss it. It is what it is. This may have been up until maybe 3:00. The worst deadline I've ever seen.
Yeah, the trade at the end kind of helped it out a lot.
And
the TSN panel was so bored.
Yeah, I blame LTIR being taken away, and I blame double retention being taken away, which I still think is dumb. Not the LTIR thing. The LTIR thing is fine.
The LTIR one needed to go,
that's
but
fine.
the double retention was stupid.
Talking about double retention, that's stupid.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. All right. That'll do it for us. I'm tired. We're all tired. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below to the channel if you're new. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Man, I just do what I do. To know about you, I just do what I do. Check. That's the intro. See that? I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Yo, check. Let me flip this script. I feel privileged for all who can witness this. I am close to divine. Know the moment is mine, need no omen or sign. Providing a back sound to all the squares that ask around. Be getting it. My skills pay me. Trying to get $1 million, baby, within the dot gifted flow that God gave me. Me now. Tell whoever runners that they spot is temporary till I take it as mine. I'm selfish, your will. Tell Miss I'm on my wealth tip. So when we cash out soon, I'm just investing. Hey, no yes men. I've been a legend since before mom and dad had me and was best friends. I chew through comp, don't test them. I chew on tracks, cause after that I bless them. I just do what I do. You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what I do. I don't know about you. I just do what I do. Check. I just do what I do.